it's looking like since the All-Star break, they starting to gel.
Yeah, I mean, their last 8 games, they're 8-2. Their last 6 games, I think they added Marvin Bagley into the mix. Cade's really coming along. And I know the question under here is, what can we truly make of these Pistons? I feel like if you didn't think they were going to be bad at the beginning of the year, you were just hoping, right? Because you saw the progress that Isaiah Stewart had, you saw the progress that Sadiq Bey had, and you saw what Jeremy Grant did as a number one on a team, which was all great and promising, but that team was still the makings of the team that had the first pick in the NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
So now they bring in Cade Cunningham. Obviously, so much reason to be excited about that. They added Kelly Olynyk, who's kind of been in and out of the lineup this year. But it still didn't have the makings of really a play-in team. Yeah, I was talking to some people just before the start of the season about the Pistons, certainly after they drafted Cade, and they're talking about like 40 wins. And I'm like, absolutely not. You better pump the brakes. You should be looking at 2025. It looks like that's, about where they're going to end up. And the thing about this season is you want to look at, how the young guys are performing. I think Sadiq Bey, after a rough start to the year, has, kind of come along, especially when it's just him and Cade out there. And like when Jeremy Grant's been out of the lineup, you look at Killian Hayes, who we'll get to a little bit later. Most people probably want to see some more from him. And Isaiah Stewart's been up and down, but Cade's been great. So you really just want to look at like how the young guys are playing and not necessarily concern yourself with the win column.
Right. And I mean, this is a team, say don't concern yourself with the win column, but since the All-Star break, where they were losing 8 of 9 going into it, they're 5-2 since. 4 of those wins coming against playoff teams. Some of these teams are in the play-in to the playoffs, but they're still playoff teams, so it counts. This gelling, this playing together, this is, I just found, we just found this out a little bit ago by doing the numbers, that this bench is the 6th best bench in basketball right now, averaging over 38 points a game. And we just added to it with the trade that happened right before the All-Star break, a 4-team trade the Pistons were a part of, bringing in what I think is a big get in Marvin Bagley III. You're talking about the number 2 pick from 2018, hot product coming out of Duke, just never worked in Sacramento. He was injured. That was definitely a play of it. But like after he was injured, like I'm not seeing him play. I'm not seeing him get any minutes since coming to Detroit, and he's getting his minutes. I mean, this kid's averaging 14-7, just coming off a 19-10 game. Like this is just all the up and up for this team, I think.
Yeah, and even when he was in Sacramento, he played pretty well when he got some minutes, or at least he put up numbers, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that he's playing well. But he was putting up numbers, close to 14-7. But just any time that you can take a swing on a guy like this, he's still young. A lot of his hate has come from not just him being the number 2 pick, but particularly him being picked ahead of Luka Doncic,